we interrupt the internet with breaking news.
This just in, a bird went to the ER more responsibly than most adults. Finland turned a frozen lake into a reindeer drag strip. And somebody put a triceratops skeleton on the auction block like prehistoric Costco. Good evening, unless it's morning, in which case good luck starting your day with emergency seabirds and competitive hoof traffic. Welcome to the show. I'm Bob, and I'm here to fight the news. The news once again showed up like it trained in a freezer, stole a museum fossil, and pecked on hospital glass until somebody let it in. An injured cormorant in Bremen, Germany, showed up at a hospital emergency room door with a triple fishing hook stuck in its beak, and firefighters were called in to help remove it. This bird did something a shocking number of humans refused to do. It noticed the problem and sought medical help immediately. No WebMD spiral, no let's wait and see, no calling 3 relatives who also have no idea what's happening. A triple fishing hook stuck in your beak is also the kind of injury that says, this story started stupid and ended expensive. And I love that the bird pecked on the ER door. That is not panic. That is advocacy. That bird basically walked in like, hello, I'm not thriving. Meanwhile, half of humanity could be dragging one leg behind them and still say, I think I just slept weird. Then firefighters showed up, which means this cormorant got a better emergency response than some people get from tech support. And afterwards, they released it back into the wild. Imagine that bird flying back to its friends like, yeah, I had a procedure. I'm trying to listen to my body more. Bob comes out fast in round 1. The cormorant got the care, but Bob got the crowd. And early on, the news is already pecking from behind. At the Sala Reindeer Cup in Finland, racers on skis were pulled by reindeer over a frozen course with around 1,000 spectators showing up in the cold to watch. The 2026 winner was a reindeer named Pom Pom. Only in Finland would someone look at a frozen lake and say, this is nice, but it needs more reindeer velocity. Reindeer already had a full resume. Christmas icon, sleigh assistant, holiday decor royalty, and now I'm supposed to accept that they also compete in winter drag racing. And the handlers ride behind them on skis, which means this is not really a sport. It's what happens when Santa's logistics team finally unions up and asks for excitement. Also, Pom Pom won. Pom Pom. That is not the name of a champion racer. That is the name of a fluffy accessory on a child's hat. And yet, somehow, Pom Pom is out there dusting the field on a frozen lake. I love that 1,000 people showed up to watch. That means Finland is absolutely the kind of country where somebody says, big weekend plans? And the answer is, I'm going to scream for a speed reindeer. And somewhere, there is definitely one guy in mirrored goggles taking this way too seriously. Clipboard, stopwatch, hot beverage, emotional investment in hoof split times. Bob extends the lead. The reindeer had the hoof power, but Bob found the comedy lane and slid through with a clean finish. A 66 million year old Triceratops skeleton, nicknamed Trey, which spent decades on display at the Wyoming Museum, is heading to an online auction with an estimate of $4.5 million to $5.5 million. Nothing says healthy society like putting a dinosaur skeleton online and waiting to see which billionaire says, You know what my dad needs? Horns. A full Triceratops skeleton at auction is amazing because it makes history sound weirdly casual. Like you're not buying a fossil, you're impulse purchasing the concept of extinction. And I love that it's named Trey. That is such a relaxed name for a creature that looks like it used to solve arguments by lowering its head and ending the discussion. Also, the estimate is up to $5.5 million. For that kind of money, I need Trey to do more than stand there, nod once, hold a tray, guard the foyer, something. Can you imagine explaining this to your accountant? So, any major purchases this quarter? Yes, I acquired a 3-horn reminder that death comes for us all. And somewhere there's absolutely a rich person saying, I wanted a tasteful decor with presents. Sir, that is not decor. That is a museum divorce. The news storm is back in round 3. Bob threw solid shots, but $1 million Triceratops is the kind of headline that lands like a meteor. Before we go, 3 rapid-fire reminders that the world is being supervised by raccoons in human suits. A New Zealand charity shop ended up with a donated bag containing marijuana and cash after 2 teens accidentally left it in the donation area and came back panicking. That is the first recorded case of someone trying to reverse philanthropy their way out of trouble. A New York Mario Day event drew 270 people dressed as Mario and set a Guinness World Record. That is not a celebration. That is a plumber flash mob. A pig named Merlin earned a Guinness World Record for having more than 1.1 million Instagram followers. A pig has now beaten most influencers, several brands, and at least 2 people you know who post big things coming. The bonus round goes to the news. Donated drugs, Mario mobs, and influencer livestock. Bob kept swinging, but the reality had too many side quests. What we learned tonight. We learned that birds may be the only species left that seek medical care without being told 6 times. We learned Finland can turn any weather condition into a sport if you add skis and emotional commitment. We learned dinosaurs are now luxury home accents for people who think normal sculptures are too humble. We learned charity donations should maybe be looked over one more time before the drop-off. And we learned a pig can build a stronger online following than most humans with ring lights. And there it is, the final bell. Bob lands jokes till the end, but the news takes the title tonight. Because when ER birds, racing reindeer, and auction dinosaurs all show up in one episode, reality simply refuses to lose. Until next time, good night, stay weird, and if you ever buy a Triceratops online, at least make sure it ships assembled.